Hello, Kitabes. We're going to go further in the Haggadahs again today. Yesterday we finished most of Magid, and today we're going to continue. We'll finish Magid, we'll go through Rachza and Motzi, Matzah, and Maror. So take a minute, turn your Haggadah to this page where it says Eser Makos, and I'll just wait for you to find it. Now, once you found it, take a look over here. We have all the 10 makos: Dam, Sardea, Kinim, Orov, Dever, Shchin, Barad, Arbe, Choshech, Makos, Bechorers. And just to review, Dam is blood, Svardea are frogs, Kinim is lice, Orov is wild animals, Dever is pestilence, which in simple words means the death of the Egyptians' animals. Shchin are boils that the Egyptians got on their skin. Barad is hail, Arba is locusts, Choshech is darkness, and Makos Bechoros, death of the firstborn. And you see the pictures of them here, starting with Dam, blood, Sardea, frogs, etc., all the way across until Makos Bechoros, death of the firstborn. And we have a very interesting custom that during the saying of the 10 Makos, of the 10 plagues, we spill out a little bit of wine when we mention each one. Now, we're going to go a little bit we're going to go further in Magid, and two important things on this page. Over here, we mentioned three very important things that we do on Pesach, and they are Pesach, which is the Karban Pesach. In the times of the Beis Hamikdash, when they had a Mizbeach, an altar, they would bring the Pesach offering. So we mentioned that during the Haggadah. And the next one, matzah, of course, we still eat matzah today. And maror, the bitter herbs that we also eat. Now remember, in just a few minutes, we'll be eating matzah and maror. We'll talk more about that in just a minute. This brings us to pretty much the end of Magid. Remember, Magid is a very long part of the Haggadah. We tell the story of the slavery in Egypt and the freedom from Egypt, etc. And at the end of Magid, look down here. Yep, we drink the second cup of wine, or in our case, grape juice. And here you see this boy is leaning. So remember, when we drink wine at the Seder, we lean because we are showing that we are free. So if you're still awake at this point, and I hope that you are, we get to a very, very important mitzvah. It's a mitzvah to eat matzah on the night of Pesach. And that brings us to step number 6, rachza, where we wash our hands for hamotzi. 3 times on the right, 3 times on the left. Now remember, we mentioned earlier by urchatz that we also wash our hands like we did for hamotzi. But the first time by urchatz, we don't make a bracha, but this time we do. And the bracha is right here, Baruch Atah Hashem, etc., al netilas yadayim. And here you see a washing cup, and if you want, you can color the washing cup and fill in the top over here with some blue for water. That's step number 6, rachza. So we wash our hands for hamotzi, and then that brings us to steps number 7 and 8. So sometimes when people sing the signs of the Seder, they sing motzi matzah, but really motzi and matzah are 2 different steps. They're short steps, and they follow one right after another, but they are 2 different steps. And let me explain. Normally, when we eat bread, or on Pesach, when we eat matzah, what's the bracha for that food? Hamotzi. So here too, when we're going to be eating matzah, you need to say the bracha of hamotzi. But because it's a mitzvah to eat the matzah on the night of Pesach, we have a separate bracha, a second bracha. Let me explain. There's one mitzvah, there's one bracha you make because you're eating the matzah. And you have a bracha that you make on any food, and that bracha is hamotzi. But because on the first and second night of Pesach, it's actually a mitzvah to eat matzah, so the matzah gets a second bracha, and that's down here. Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvosav v'tzivanu al achilas matzah. So when it comes time for motzi matzah, you hold the matzah in your hand, and you say both those brachos. First you say Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz, and then you say Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvosav v'tzivanu al achilas matzah. And here too, you don't forget to lean. When you eat the matzah, because it's a mitzvah and it's a happy thing, we lean when we eat the matzah. Now it brings us to step number 9, maror. Maror is not so much fun. The word maror means bitter. And like we explained earlier before we began the Seder, that maror is eaten because we remember the bitter times the Jewish people had. So let me explain. We take maror, that's the horseradish, and chazeres, which is some lettuce, and we take those two together and we dip it in the charosas. If you remember, the charosas was the mixture of wine, apples, and nuts, and that reminded us of the mortar or the bricks the Jewish people had to make when they were slaves in Egypt. So you dip the maror and the chazeres into the charosas, and you make a bracha, and then you eat it. What's the bracha? Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam asher kedishanu b'mitzvosav v'tzivanu al achilas maror. It's a mitzvah to eat the maror, so you're making a bracha on the mitzvah of eating it. Now, when we had the karpas earlier in the Seder, remember we said a bracha. Let me scroll all the way back up. All the way back here. Yeah. We said Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam bar pri ha'adama because we were eating a vegetable. And what does it say here? Have the maror in mind when you make the bracha. So now, at our point in the Seder, when we are at maror, we don't say the bracha ha'adama because we said ha'adama earlier. And when we said that bracha, we were thinking of the maror we're eating now. So you eat the maror. We don't lean when we eat the maror. Now, guys, we're in Kita Base, so if the maror is really, really bitter for you, you could still do the mitzvah just by eating a little bit, and you've done the mitzvah. Now, why is there a bowl here? The bowl is for charosas, and if you want, you could color it in the charosas color. Charosas would be a mixture of apples, nuts, and wine, so imagine whatever colors those would be, and you could color it in here. That's all for today. Have a great rest of your day. And Emir Hashem, God willing, we will continue the Haggadah tomorrow. Bye-bye.